I did. When I lived in California, we went on vacation by way of Taos, New Mexico, so I could interview people out there and talk to them about the hum. Not everybody could hear the hum because it's a different frequency, but that's where I later came up with talking to another person who he spent most of the time because I was more on the UFO side. He was more on the underground conspiracy military side. Not really UFOs, just that the there's going to be some things going to happen in the future, and everybody's going to go underground, and they're all going to leave us on top to die, like an apocalypse or something. That was his pattern of thinking. So he was tracking military bases. He was tracking. That was back in a day where, people thought, oh, why is these major stadiums next to railroad tracks? Well, because when the government finally takes over everything and puts us all in concentration camps, we're going to be that's where trains are going to take us and drop us off in a
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. So I mean, you hear all that. I've heard so many conspiracy theories. The problem with, and we're getting at now too. Even today. Oh yeah, the military's going to do all this, or the government's going to do all this and that, and we're not going to this and that. And all that. I go, you have to understand, a government cannot survive if its people are locked up. Millionaires can't be millionaires if no one works for them.
Right.
Or billionaires can't be if you can't sustain being a billionaire for very long if industry doesn't, so no, no, no. No one can be locked up. That whole conspiracy thing is just you have to be intelligent in the way you think of it. I mean, if they really want to say, okay, yeah, it's going to be the end of the earth, and we're going to write it out by ourselves in the next 30 days, okay, that's something else. But if they want to, anybody wants to survive, they're going to need, people to help them survive. You know, you know,
Right.
grow their food, huh? Right?
I have one last question for you, and then I know Matt has one for you. On the 37th parallel, did you ever get reports about crop circles?
Got one, but it was underwater. It was, I don't want to say it's under the ice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a multiple circle under the ice. Now, the only issue I had with
Very
that
cool.
is that can happen naturally, and like fairy rings, right? They call them fairy rings, but